This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast go ahead, stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Hard time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Go to the fucking gym. Go to the fucking gym. Go to the fucking gym.
Go to the fucking gym! 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 Go to the fucking gym!
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Captain K2 flexing on all you beaches. What's going on, fam? Come one, come all, welcome to the Swole New Year party. Round of applause to everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome to 3525. I hope you had a nice break. I hope you had a nice Christmas, a nice weekend. I hope you made some sick fucking gains. I hope you didn't freeze your nips off. If you're still freezing your nips off, drop the weather in the comments. What's the temperature like where you are? We're getting a cold stretch this week, but we're at like 80 degrees right now today. It's a beautiful day. Time to get some sun on the nips. I got some sun on my nips earlier. I shall return and get more sun on my nips, and I wish you the same. Today we have extra special releases. We have a recap for 2025. We're going to look back at some of our epic drops. Of course, we're releasing content all the time, and most people, or most places, or most, I don't know what most people do, because we know most people don't. Most people don't go to the fucking gym. Most people don't approach their 7 pillars. Most people don't focus on these important aspects of their life. And you spent a lot of time with people like that recently. Maybe you spend time with people that suck. Maybe you spend time with some people that don't go to the fucking gym, that don't eat well, that don't read books, that don't educate themselves, that are pessimistic. These people are out there. They're around. And you might have been exposed to a lot of these people over the last few days, which is okay. You need to expose yourself to some of this kind of toxicity once in a while to realize what you should do with your life, what directions you should take. And we're here today to remind ourselves that it's time to make some gains in our bodies, in our brains, in our hearts. It's time to eat a steak. It's time to go to the fucking gym. It's time to get everything done, and I appreciate that. I see a couple comments. Sterling says those weekend episodes were legendary. I really appreciate that. If you haven't yet checked them out, we had audio Swolosophy on Spotify and Apple Podcast, anywhere you listen to the podcast after the show. Obviously not here on Rumble and YouTube, but audio. Make sure you go and check those out. Even if you missed it and you're like, damn, I didn't know there were episodes. When we're not live, there's audio episodes. Make sure you go check those out. I really hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment. If you're on Spotify, you can actually leave a comment, and I do see them and I will respond to them. So please go check them out. Hopefully it helps. And even if you missed it over the weekend, it's a great recap and it gives you some context as to what we're talking about right now. But a lot of you already have checked it out. They were Pam, Tanya, Sterling, Mark, Noah. How we doing, everyone? Let's get into today's episode. We got a lot to get into. We will get into those releases. So first, what we're going to do, we're going to have a little bit of a standard show. We have Swole fan posts. We got some stuff to cover. We have some stuff since Christmas for the last few days that we're going to go over. Then we're going to get into some questions. We will do some Rate My Meal, and then we're going to get into some of those throwbacks. And then we're going to go through. We got a lot of things to recap. We do a recap of 2025, and then we have a lot of new releases. So we got a lot of stuff to get into. So without further ado, let's get into that tip. Let's go. Get in there. Where's my tip? Where's my tip video? Where's my tip video? I hit the button. You know what? Sometimes I hit the button and I hit it too quickly. You know? Push.
Babe,
See?
just an inch.
Push.
It's cold outside.
You got to push. You can't just tap it. You got to push. All right. I'll do better. This is great. First merch image. What's in the box? Or merch share. Well, we got buy one, get one 50 over at papaswolio.com. And man, do we have some new shit. Man, do we have some new stuff coming. Man, do we have some big drops today. We got a lot of cool stuff. Chameleona, happy anniversary. Now you're ready to go to the fucking gym. And thanks to Papa Swolio and Swolenormous for the amazing t-shirts. And this absolute Chad is rocking Veil Puto Gimnasio and holding the go to the fucking gym and beyond. I love it. Excellent. Thanks for the share. Make sure you tag us so we can rock you on the podcast and give you a shout out. Looking good in the merch. May you make sick fucking gains and look good while doing it. Isn't that really what the merch is all about? Look good. You can make sick gains and wear a raggedy t-shirt. I love it. Like a old wife beater. You can, or undershirt. I still call it by its original name. The get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich undershirts. But you have an old tank. You have an old hoodie, and those are great. I'm not knocking it. The older the shirt, the better. You guys know what I'm talking about. You have something that's an old stringer that's just torn to shit and holding on for dear life, but it's your favorite shirt. It's your PR shirt, you know? But you don't have to wear those. You could look good while training. You could look awesome and be calling people fat chodes. You could be calling people retards with our merch. You don't have to say it. You just wear the merch that passes along the information. So go check it out, papaswole.com. Awesome specials. Buy one, get one 50. It's still going. It's still going. Like the Energizer Benny. Diana, another rate my meal. This one is turkey and chili with goat cheese. Oh, loving that cheese. Turkey. What is that? Avocado, little goat cheese. All right. We're eating good. Mark says, it looks like the fat man answered my Christmas wish. An empty gym for me, myself, and I. Merry Gainsmas, ya filthy animals. Let's go. Marquise. Look at that smile. He's so happy when he makes gains. He's so happy. He's so hapes. I like that. I need that soundboard for next year. Merry Christmas, ya filthy animals. From Home Alone. Love it. Mark said, someone asked me where I got my chicken is a vegetable shirt, and I told him to go to notretarded.com. That's it. Notretarded.com. Did they laugh? Did they go? See, people might think, oh, that's an insult. But then they go and it's actually a real site. That better still work. It still works. Yeah, it says site can't be reached. Is that broken? Oh, now it loads up. Maybe I just got to double check that routing. Yeah, it worked the second time. Needs to work the first time. Anyway, you guys can check that out. It still works. It plays. All right. Got a couple more Swole fan posts. These are great. Merry Christmas Eve. Megan Gaines, no matter the day, have a great Christmas day, fam. Pam flexing on that Jurassic Pump shirt. Christmas tree. Hope you had a lovely Christmas, Pam. Thank you for sharing. Kate says, hi fam, does anyone know how to use this leg press? I've never used this type before. I'm visiting family and using this gym. It is not my usual gym. So obviously this is after the fact, so hopefully you figured it out. But I did comment on this post after it was posted in the community section in the app. And this is, I believe it's called a hoist composite squat. It's one of those rocket line. This is a newer version of like the original, but it's a good machine. I don't think I've used it. But you can see those two yellow handles, just in case anyone comes across it. The horns at the top are for the plates. So whenever you have a new machine, make sure you don't use any weight, just so you can go through and see how you adjust it. But those yellow handles are to adjust, I believe, the shoulder pads. So the shoulder pad will, I'm assuming, not every machine has a lot of adjustability elsewhere. So instead of adjusting the foot pad, it adjusts the shoulder pad. So if you want to get deeper in the squat, you adjust either the shoulder pads or the whole cage slides up with that, I believe, that top yellow handle. And I'm sure one of them either unracks the weight or whatever it is. So usually the yellow handles with hoist with this brand are the adjustable ones. So there's two options to adjust: the depth of the squat and probably the unrack or something. And then those silver handles are just for bracing when you're holding during the squat. But it's a cool squat machine. And the reason why squat machines like this can be very beneficial is you can get into, and the same thing with a Smith machine squat, or any kind of hack squat. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. And I unmuted. Thank you. So with any kind of machine squat, leg press, hack squat, you can get into a position, you can get into an angle or a foot position that you can't just do with a barbell squat. So barbell squats are great, but obviously the bar has to be moving in line with gravity. So you have to adjust, either elevating your heels or changing your foot position or using a transformer bar or something to offset the weight, because you can't just lean back with a free bar. You're going to fall over unless you have some sort of counterbalance or specialized tools in order to allow you to stay more upright. When you have a machine, you can get into some positions that maybe you can't get into with a free weight and get some angles or get some stress at certain points in the movement that would be harder to set up with free weights, or maybe impossible or unlikely. Now, everything has its option and its benefits. I have leg press, I have hack squat, I have a bunch of commercial gym equipment.
that, many of you have access to if you go to a full gym. And I also use free weights sometimes. Sometimes I just grab the dumbbell and I do Bulgarian split squats. There's different applications. So it doesn't mean that if you use machines like this, that you can't use anything else. You might prefer this more often than not, but then sometimes use dumbbells or something or a barbell for certain movements that just hit a certain way that you prefer. Or this one's taken, so then you have to go. So there's different options, and there's nothing wrong with these pieces of equipment. And one of the things that can be challenging is when you're traveling. You don't necessarily want to, you're doing a piece of equipment that you don't normally do, but you're not going to be able to do it next week because then you're traveling back. So this is where free weights or something consistent can anchor your program. And this is just something to keep in mind if you travel a lot or you're doing maximum swole and you want to make sure you're doing the same exercise in the same manner, X, Y, and Z. If you're doing random leg press machines, sure, you're still going to stimulate the muscles, but the angle is different. Maybe the cage is different. The profile is different. The seat is different. So you're hitting the muscles slightly in a different way. So having a staple in your training program, even if you prefer machines, you have one or two exercise or certain things with dumbbells that you filter in. If you're traveling often or once in a while or consistently, that way it can anchor you to your program. And when you're traveling, most places are going to have dumbbells or free weights. So you're able to anchor your programming in different areas with certain movements. So just keeping them in the rotation can keep you more dynamic and still on program. That way you're not just doing random shit, but it's fun to try different things also. So it's a great machine. I haven't used this one in particular, but I've heard good things. So if anyone else has used this, check it out. Check it out. All right, we got two more posts from inside the community. Want to welcome Lisa. Everyone say welcome, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Welcome to the Swole fam. We're excited to have you. New here and excited to kickstart my journey. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Kickstart indeed. The Swole fam is here for you. We love to kick people in the ass. Ryan says, how much protein do you actually need? Do you really need 1 gram per pound of body weight or half your body weight in grams just to get protein from best sources? Whoever says half your body weight in grams? That might not be. I'll have to see how that works out. Usually it's about 0.8. You have to do the math. So again, we've talked about this a lot. You're not eating for your body weight. Now, these are obviously half your body weight in grams. We'll say, hey, 1 gram per kilo, but then it depends on where you live and what kind of math you're doing. If you're doing 1 gram per pound, so let's say when I weigh myself, if I'm like 212 or something, I'm around 210-ish. So I'm not 210 pounds of muscle. That means I have no bone, right? If I'm 210 pounds of muscle, we're talking about lean mass. So that includes the bone, it includes muscle, it includes tendons, in general, obviously we're not eating for our tendons per se and our bones. We are, but we're not. In terms of our lean mass. So yes, we're not eating for our fat. We're not eating for our water weight. So if you're factoring in just 1 gram per pound, you don't need to eat for the water that you hold on your body. You're not eating protein to maintain the fat on your body. So you don't need literally 1 gram per pound. Usually that's a good ballpark because most people, and here's the issue with it. Most people, right? Most people don't, but most people don't get enough quality nutrients in any way. So saying 1 gram per pound of body weight is usually an admirable goal because you fall short, but then people fall short. They beat themselves up and they're like, oh, I failed my protein goal if I don't get this number. And then they get in the trap of, oh, I can't eat that much protein. I don't have enough time, or I haven't figured out how to cook enough and eat enough and whatever it is. And then they fill it in with like 3 or 4 shakes. So they start having 3 like whey protein shakes or something a day. They're eating less just to hit that protein number. So they're filling up their body with just whey protein rather than just, aiming for a more achievable goal, which is better. So you don't need 1 gram per pound of body weight. About 0.8. So take your weight, multiply it by 0.8, and that's going to be about the case. I'll just do the math here. That way we can kind of, I have an actual numbers. So let's say, 210 times 0.8. That's 168 grams of protein about. All right. That's very doable. That's very doable. If you think about another 40 grams of protein, like that's an additional meal. That's 2 scoops of whey. That's, a bowl of yogurt. That's another, I don't know, how many ounces was that? It's 8 ounces of steak. Just think that's another meal. So that 40 extra grams of protein isn't required. It's much easier for you to fill that gap in terms of calories with fat and carbohydrates. You adjust the carbohydrates accordingly. So in terms of, so what's interesting is half your body weight in grams. When you're trying to approximate water and water consumption, remember the starting point. It's not just water, it's hydration, it's sodium, it's potassium, magnesium. So most of what you should be consuming, maybe if you're exercising, you can use Element or Redmond Relight or something like that, or make your own. But the rest of the day, you don't need magnesium and potassium in your water. You need more just like some sodium. And you don't need as much sodium as you do during your workout because you're not losing water at that rate. So the reason why a lot of these electrolyte powders, wow, they taste so salty. It's because you're supposed to use it when you're exercising, not just sipping on it during the day when you don't need that kind of replacement, or you're just taking a tiny sip, or you're not diluting it enough. So if it tastes really salty, you probably don't need more sodium at that time. So proper hydration, there's a balance there. And there's certain signs like cramping or performance, and it's important to get this stuff in, but usually if you really focus on consistency, you can really isolate this based on taste and, your performance. So anyway, so usually when it comes to water, you take half your body weight in water, and that's the minimum. So if you weigh, and I weigh about 200 pounds, then you take 100 ounces of water. And that's a good starting point. But of course, you need to factor in electrolytes. And then if you're exercising a lot or it's higher heat, if I'm going in the sauna a lot, I don't need to hydrate as much in December or January as I do in June or July. I'm drenched after I'm done training. Literally everything is just, I could wring out my pants or my shorts and I can wring it out. Just drenched. I'm not sweating as much now. I'm just not sweating as much, which is fine. So I don't need to replenish with as much sodium. I don't need to drink as many fluids. I'm just not losing it at the same rate, even if with the same activity. So it's important to factor that in. So you don't need 1 gram per pound of body weight. I would start with 0.8 grams per pound. And remember, you don't have to increase your calories until you're starting to build muscle. And what I mean by that is you eat more to match the additional proteins that your body is creating in order to build muscle tissue. Okay. Your body is laying down contractile protein, so you're able to contract the muscle with more force, et cetera, et cetera. So you're building muscle. You're increasing the muscle fiber size over time. And it's important to provide that stimulus. So carbohydrates, hydration, rest, recovery, proper stimulus, proper frequency, volume, intensity and volume. Volume is a product of the intensity. The harder you train, the less volume you're going to need. The closer you go to failure, the less volume you're going to need in order to accomplish that goal. And then the frequency is a product of how much volume you're doing. If you're doing 5 sets to failure, you're going to need longer to recover than if you do 2 sets to failure. Make sense? Right? Whether it's 15 reps or 8 reps, and sure, more fatigue from the 15 reps, but generally marginally, but obviously more sets. If you're doing that many more reps, you're doing that much more volume, and you're causing that much more damage, so to speak. You're going to need longer to recover. It'll take you longer. I don't care who you are. It'll take longer for you to recover from 5 sets with the same intensity. It'll take longer for you to recover from 5 sets than 2 sets. And 2 sets from 1 set, and 4 sets from 3 sets. So then you have to find that fine line between the exercise selection, the intensity, how frequently you're training, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's going to be a factor. And then as you get stronger over time, then you slowly increase your intake to maintain that progression, and you increase the carbohydrates slowly over time. Eating 500 calories extra every single day is just getting you fat. You check the scale. Wow, I gained 3 pounds this week. You gained fat. Maybe you put on like a gram of muscle. You didn't put on that much. You're not going to grow that much muscle. You'll grow more when you're newer to training, but then after a while, especially if you're more advanced, it's small little tiny bits. That's why you get a rep every couple weeks, maybe. Maybe you get an extra pound every week or 2. It's small increments. You have to be very consistent and very repetitive and very disciplined, and then seeing that increase. It's very slow, and that's the rate of you building muscle. It's not fast, especially when you're more advanced. So you have to really be consistent, be patient, and then slowly increase, unless you want to put on a lot of fat. So when it comes to your protein, you eat you increase it slowly over time, right? As you gain more muscle, yeah, you'll need more protein to maintain that, but you don't need eating 60 extra grams of protein, eating, let's say, 250 grams of protein a day. I'll just eat 100 extra grams. I'll just take a couple more shakes because if I eat more protein, I'll gain more muscle. Then it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Eating more protein is not going to help you build more muscle. Otherwise, you just sit around and eat protein. You don't need to train. The stimulus is what's leading you to build muscle. Having the fuel and having the building blocks to allow you to build. But you also have fat on your body. You have stored energy. You need to maintain and to grow based on the resources you have. You have resources in your body. The additional consumption is based on your energy expenditure. You don't need as much as you think on a daily basis. This is why people get fat. They get fat and then they get lean. And then they get fat again and they get lean. They don't build muscle. They just kind of gain weight and lose weight. So stay leaner. Stay healthier, stay more mobile. You'll feel better. Everything's going to feel better when you stay leaner. And it's easy. I'm not saying it's not perfect. I still get a little bit, if I'm bulking or just eating a little bit extra and training hard, yeah, you just tend to put on a little more water and fat if you're not micromanaging. I don't micromanage. But you just don't need to overeat. People overeat. And because look, when you're training, you're not going and getting DEXA scans all the time. You're not really micromanaging and isolating. Okay, I put on a little bit of muscle on this left arm and on my right arm, and you're looking at a scale because it's easy. It's easy to look at a scale. So you step on a scale and hey, the number goes up. Well, what does that mean? Is it water? Is it bone? Is it you just drank a lot of water? You didn't poop today? It fluctuates, so it's not accurate. It just gives you an overall idea. But a good guide is if you're gaining weight, but you're not getting stronger, then stop eating so much and go back to your training. Train harder, give yourself some more recovery. If you are maintaining the weight, but you're getting stronger, that's a good sign. And if you're maybe maintaining or slightly losing a little bit extra, you're trying to lean out and your strength is going up or maintaining, that's a good sign. So if you're dropping weight more quickly, but your strength is suffering, that's evidence. Same thing the other direction. So get stronger. And then work your food and your nutrition and make subtle changes. You don't have to eat like crazy excess. Okay. You don't have to get fat. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. All right. Rate my meal. It's time. We got a lot of stuff to get into. We got a lot of stuff coming. So get ready for it. We got that recap. We got a lot to do. Let's keep on crushing. Hit the like button. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Let's get into the first Rate My Meal. First one. Dave Harrison, we got a tomahawk steak, my guy. My guy.
Inconceivable!
My guy. Look at this, over the holidays when we got a steak, kicking it off with a steak. Respect, Dave. Dave. Yeah, buddy. All right, Dorothy. Quote, burger salad. Hold on a second.
What the fuck is that?
With beef meat. Beef meat? Better be beef meat. What other kind of meat is there? Chicken's not meat. Chicken's a vegetable. Calling turkey meat is like an insult. Chicken is not meat. There's fish. There's meat, there's fish, and there's everything else. Don't tell me like it's beef meat. That's redundant. And cheddar cheese, tomato pickles, and homemade dressing. I just don't need the lettuce. Why? What are you getting from that lettuce? You're better off with like a potato. Don't be afraid of carbs, fam. Don't be afraid of carbs. Nothing wrong with this, but yeah, maybe there is. Maybe there is. What am I gonna say? Leave the leaf. Leave the leaves. Leave the leaves. Leaves.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
No, leave.
All right then, leave!
Leaves. All right. Christian, live a little, and there's cookies. Oh. I do like to live a little. That's why I ate real food. What the fuck is that, bro? Christian went on Pinterest. All right.
You lose!
Go fuck yourself.
All right. Let's see. Noah's going to save us. Not our Noah, but Noah Chuck Wagenknecht. Whatever that name is. Bacon. Steak looks like ham. All right. All right.
I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
All right. All right. Here we go. Ryan Storm. Okay, I know it's not the cleanest meal. Not a good start. Not a good start. Not a good. That's a rough open. When it says okay, when you start it up, when you open it up. Okay, I know it's not the cleanest meal. Rough start. But it's easy and I don't get tired of it. Tell me more. 1 pound grass-fed ground beef. I like it. Mashed potatoes. I like it. With some cream of potato soup. I'll leave that, but okay. 6 eggs mixed with the beef. Okay. A crap ton of taco cheese. I get my calories in, eat it all no problem every day. I'm always hungry as hell from working out. Okay. Well, look, good stuff. You're making something simple and you're executing. So props. I don't know what cream of potato soup. You know what? It's really it all comes down to the ingredients. Okay. It all comes down to ingredients. Yeah, it's a lot of cheese. So a couple things I would look to improve. The quality of the cheese. It matters. Okay. So you can get better quality cheese. I'm just saying that's something to look into. Potatoes, no problem. It just depends on the type and what works best for you. I don't know what cream of potato soup means. You made it yourself or you buy it and there's stabilizers or whatever in it. But the ground beef, eggs, yeah, it's just quality. It's just quality of the ingredients. That's a lot of cheese though. And if you're going to eat that much cheese, this is a lot of fat. So I guess it just comes down to macro preferences and digestibility. But I'm always going to point out the weak points and whatever. So it's really, we talk about pizza or taco bowls. Mama Swole sometimes she wants to make tacos. She wants to make some, our taco bowl. So we make it. It always comes down to the ingredients. So there's nothing wrong with these ingredients per se, but what's in these things? What's in the taco cheese? There's like colorings added to it and it's pasteurized and, they add seed oils to all this cheese. It's has to be preserved and shredded and stay moist. It's not the best choice. So you can get a block of cheese or raw cheese or, and put it in a, slice it, But anyway, it matters. It matters. So there's always room for improvements, but cleanest meal, don't worry about clean. Worry about the ingredients and what it's made of. So thanks for sharing good stuff. Jason, living a carnivorous lifestyle. Is that bacon? That's cheese. That's a burger. All right. I like it. I eat it. And look, and again, when we cover these, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to criticize people. Not everyone has the same amount of money or time or, but I'm not making excuses for people. All right. if there's things that I would do, I'm going to tell you, but I don't want you to think like, hey, I share my meal. Oh my God, he picked on me. No, these are just areas we can improve. Don't put it in plastic. So you have a warm thing, or I don't know if you're heating that up, get a glass container. Even if you have one, you could buy one or buy one set and just use glass because it's just better for you. You can heat it up. I don't like microwaves, but you don't want to be heating up plastic or putting hot food in plastic. And it might say it's BPA free, but there's other bisphenols. It'll say BPA free, but then it has BPF, BPS. There's other. It's still in plastic. It's not like it doesn't get on the food. It's not like it doesn't leach off, especially when it's heated. So, a lot of this is just marketing, and that just looks like a cheap plastic thing. So upgrade your container. Good stuff. Ingredients matter. Ingredients of the containers, ingredients of the coatings, the pans matter, the oils matter. All these things matter. All this stuff does matter. And especially over time, it's not like you're going to eat in a plastic container and then get HIV or something, but it's just over time, you're eating out of plastic or microwaving plastic or putting hot stuff in plastic over 30 years on top of other things. Yeah. You have layers of different types of estrogenics and, you do that and including with the laundry detergents and the plastic shower curtains and your deodorants and colognes and perfumes and Glade air fresheners and polyester sheets. And it just adds up. It's just another thing to look at it's a simple fix, right? You're spending money on that. Just buy glass and just don't crack it. Just take care of it. But people say this, but glass is heavier than lift weights. So it doesn't feel so heavy, but it's so heavy in the container. fucking get stronger. Why are you so weak that holding a container? I've heard people say that. I've heard people say that glass is heavier. What the fuck, you pussy? Lift some fucking weights. Lift some weights. Jesus Christ. People wash Solo cups. It's disgusting. It's a plastic fucking cup. You shouldn't even be drinking anything out of that crap. People buy paper cups, or they still drink coffee in paper cups. You do realize that paper doesn't hold water. They line it with plastic. It's lined with wax and plastic. It's gross. You're just eating plastic. All right. Let's get into some questions. Ready? All right, here we go. All right, hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Drop in the comments. Oh, we do have a Swole card. We do have a Swole card. I don't know if I have it in focus. Oh, my goodness. Aww. Oh, my goodness. Pinkston Churchill. New year, more Swole. Look at that. Look at that. She was laying in the sun, but I was like, it's showtime. We got to go lay down. So now she's cold because it's cold in here. Look at Pinkston Churchill. It's so warm. It's as warm as you think under here. It's so warm. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Everyone's knocked out. Everyone's knocked out. Looking good. All right. Questions. Drop in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. We'll take the first one from Instagram. I see Mark, so we'll take that next. First one.
What's in the box?
Rock Pine on Instagram. Papa Swolio, what club weight should I get? If you're starting with, if it's a wood club, it's different. Steel club, as a man, no more than 5 pounds for a steel club. For a wood club, that depends on the shape and depends on the type of wood because all the weights are different. So it depends on that. If you're getting a wood club, you can start with 1 pound. If you're getting little small, small, light little clubs. If you're getting anything larger, just understand that there's size. So the length, the torque, all that stuff matters. So, but most people are talking about on Amazon getting a steel club. So no more than 5 pounds. It sounds light, but trust me, swing that 5 pounder for a long time before you go to 10. 5 to 10 pounds is a big jump. And the thing is, in terms of swinging, wood clubs are much better. They're just harder to find. You can go to Body Mind Fit, no affiliation, but that's where I've gotten my clubs from. The owner passed away, I think earlier or like last year or the end of last year. Sad, but he was a nice guy, very nice guy. But I think his son and his family are still maintaining the business, or they still have more stock or whatever. But I think they're still selling clubs and things like that. But there's all different sizes, and wood, you can get a much better swing because of the size and the torque. It's a nice, more looping swing, really nice. Ooh, but it's wood. So it's going to be more expensive. It'll be a larger size. It's a better swing though. I mean, it's a natural material, but you can get a better size for the swing. But if you made a steel club that's big, I have steel clubs that are like this big and they're like 60 pounds. Like you can't swing that shit. I bought it. Fam, I got to do a tour for the fam. We got to do like a Swole Motion and go through like all the clubs. I'll do some stuff like that because I have so many clubs. Some of the clubs I bought, I mean, I swung before, but some of these I'll never swing again. I don't think I'm ever going to go that hard to swing that club again. Maybe I'll get super obsessed and only do clubs. It's a kind of weight of a club that I would only be able to get back to swinging that if I wasn't lifting at all. Because that's like doing 5 reps. It's that kind of weight where you're maxing out on a club. So it's just, I don't know the application. I can't believe I bought some of the shit that I have. I cannot believe I have. I walk around it and I'm like, I pick it up to move it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? I remember when I was doing just all clubs, it was just, I swung it. It was just ridiculous to swing in addition. And I'm bigger now than I was, so it's harder to bend my arms. Anyway, so we'll get into that. But anyway, 5 pounds. 5 pounds. We'll talk more about that. Andy Bull. We'll do Mark's next. What's your favorite gym equipment? Ooh, Jesus Christ. I don't have one of those. Everyone always asks me favorite. And I always say I don't do favorites. And I think the reason why I don't do favorites is because I just can't pick one. So it's just better. Yeah, I don't choose favorites because I can't. My favorite gym equipment. You guys know I have so much equipment. Everything that I own. And I really do use most of it. I can't swing every club. That's the only thing. It's like I can't swing everything that I have. I can't use every, like, my pride and joy piece of equipment. Like one thing that I'm definitely not going to sell, probably the Cybex hack squat. But there's so many other awesome pieces of equipment, but that are, yeah, I mean, that's one of them. Cybex hack squat. First gen. I love that fucking thing. All right, let's do Mark's question. When people say your favorite piece of gym equipment, that I have, it's most people don't realize. They ask that question, they don't realize. Oops, old question. Is this Mark's? Yeah. All right, Mark. Let's see, Papa Swolio. My gym got a pendulum squat machine. Ah, very nice. Was wondering what would be the best foot placement for optimal growth. Well, I think some machines say higher foot placement. I mean, it's glutes. Because don't forget with the pendulum squat, it's harder when you're closest to hip extension and leg extension. But if you put your feet high, you're not getting full leg extension for the glutes. So if you put your feet high, 2 leg or 1 leg, it's kind of like a single leg high placement. It's good for glutes and adductors. So if you really want more glutes and adductors, put your feet higher. You're not necessarily going to get as much hip extension, but it's really good for the lengthened position of the glute if you're going to do it that way. And then just put your feet lower if you want to hit quads. So more knee flexion. You just don't have to go as deep. It depends on how low you want to go if you're using squat shoes or whatnot. But lower foot placement is more quads. And the reason why, so if you don't have a pendulum squat, a great way to work around this is to do a reverse banded hack squat, meaning you'll have the band on the top of the hack squat and it's attached to the cage, and then it takes the stress off at the bottom of the movement. When I do the hack squats, for a while, I never did reverse banded hack squats, but now I started doing it and I really like it. I really prefer it because when I do hack squats personally, I'm not doing it for adductors. So if you're doing hack squats and you're getting really deep in the hole, at the bottom, you're not really getting as much quads. You're getting more adductor. You're not getting hamstring. You're getting more adductor. And then as you push, you'll get more quads and you'll get more glutes. So the quads are going to have the most leverage and be the strongest at the top part of the hack squat. But if you just have a sled, it's the same resistance on a linear basis at the bottom as the top. So you put a band at the top. So then at the bottom, it's the least amount of stress. And then the band creates less tension as you extend. So it puts more on the quad. So if you want to make your hack squat more quad focused, use a band and reverse band it. I think it makes it smoother because any time that I've ever had, and this is just, look, I've been training for 23, 4, whatever years. Over time, just like that deep position, pushing as hard as it's just, I can't do as much weight. I could do much more like most people. You could do much more at the top part of the motion. So it just smooths out the motion and takes a little more stress off the knees at the bottom. And then it hits more quad. So it just takes a little bit of the edge off and I love it. I love it. But the problem is people use big, thick bands and then put on way more weight than they should. So as long as you're not using, people use knee sleeves and then throw on more weight. Use knee sleeves as a tool if you use them. You don't use them to lift more. You use them to give a little more support at the bottom and this, that, and the other. Use a belt. You don't use a belt to necessarily lift more weight. Sure, you're going to lift more, but using some of these tools or reverse band isn't an excuse to I'm going to use a thicker band because then I can put on 6 plates. That doesn't make it better. You just want to smooth out and kind of just clean up the strength, the resistance curve. That way you get the most out of it and you stress the areas that you want to work the most. If you want to work more glutes and adductors in a hack squat, then just don't use a band. But it's I think it's I just prefer it. I use the banded hack squat, the reverse banded hack squat more. I have a pendulum squat. I have the Atlantis pendulum squat and I use that more. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that machine. I like it, but I haven't used it in a while. I just like and sometimes I come back to it. Sometimes I don't like a machine for a while. I'm like, maybe I'll sell it. I haven't really used it a lot. And then I come back to it and I like it all over again. I use it fresh, Sometimes you got to take a break and then come back. But pendulum squats are great, but not all are created the same. And you have to customize it. You can mix things up. Some people like to put a pad behind their neck and angle their upper body more. There's different ways you can manipulate it or change it and figure out how you like the movement best. And don't be afraid to change the angle and kind of find what you feel best. I think a lot of people get too locked in with you look at the machine, oh, here, sit here, sit here. A lot of these machines, sometimes it's better if you put a pad on your chest and lean forward slightly because the stretch is better at this position. You have to really know what you're doing. And it's very niche to like adjust. You have to really know what you're doing. But a lot of times machines that I haven't liked in the past, just the standard way that I'll tell you to use it, when I change the angle or move off the machine or change my angle or twist or put a pad, it changes it and makes it better for me. And that might be the case for you. So a lot of those things can be very, very beneficial, just knowing how the body works, because then you can change the angle and experiment and find different things that work for you. That maybe one machine it bothers you because your back feels like it comes off, but then you put a pad on your shoulders, which keeps your head tucked in and you're rounding your back more. And then you lock into the pad. I'm like, oh shit, this feels great. So I'll kind of tweak things a little bit. Mark says the one that he has, you can add weights to both sides. Yeah. So just to kind of cover the pendulum squat, what you're talking about is the counterweight. So the one that I have, the Atlantis, it has a fixed, it has like a shape to it, but it's like a counterweight. So you can't adjust it. Some machines, you can add a plate to it. I forget what the Atlantis pendulum squat is, what the standard weight, but sometimes there's a weight horn. So in other words, the more weight you add, it's kind of like the same thing as the reverse hack squat. So the more weight you add, the more it helps you at the bottom. So start by putting a 25 or a 45. The more weight you add, the more it's going to help you in the bottom of the movement. So if you want more of that kind of like it gets harder on the way up and focuses on quads, then you add more weight on that to counterbalance and take the edge off the bottom of the movement. So if it's adjustable, that's how you adjust it. So for me, I can't adjust mine unless I add mine's fixed. So if I want to add more to it for whatever reason, I would have to like hang a weight on there or like use like a magnet weight and add like 5 or 10 pounds or put a band on it or something like that if I wanted to fuck with it. Tayo on Instagram. Papa Swolio, is making a home gym to start working out good, or should you go to the gym first? That's a good question. I always think it's great to start a home gym, but guess what? You don't know what you want to do and you don't know what you like if you don't go to a gym. So it's okay to get a bar and some weights at home so you could fuck around at home, get a bench. But I think if you go to the gym, you're going to find out what you really like and then you'll know what to buy and how much space you'll need. So if you start buying equipment at home and you don't know what to do for working out, you don't know if you're buying the right equipment. So I would go to a gym, try the machines, try out, get on a good strength training program. If you're interested, join us over at Swolenormous X. Download the app and you can start the 90-day dash or Maximum Swole or Swollen Sevens or, Swole Mastery or one of those things. Swole Mastery is a bodyweight program that you could do at home. So you don't have to. But again, if you don't have any experience, you might buy something. I don't want to say, oh, you should just start a home gym. You need to get 0 to 1. You need to make sure that you're executing. So the fastest way to start executing is not to save $1,000 and buy a rack and a bar and plates, unless you have a family member or someone's like, hey, you can have my old weight set. That's awesome. So, if someone's giving away free weights or you have access to some stuff, your father or stepfather or cousin or something gives you equipment or whatever it is, that's fine. But if you are, if you're going out to buy stuff, you don't know if you're going to use it or if it's the right stuff or if you need more or you should have gotten this. When you go to a gym, you just see how much space stuff takes up. You're like, oh, I could have this in my basement or I could put one of these outside. Just keep in mind that at a commercial gym, it's commercial grade equipment. So if you're trying to buy the equipment, right? You look at gym equipment, you see stuff online. Oh, there's a back row machine or a calf raise or a chest press. You'll have home gym style equipment from Titan and things like that. And they can be great. Or Rep Fitness and things like that. And a lot of these are borderline. They're not really home. Home gym stuff is kind of getting to what professional used to be like. I shouldn't really say that. Professional equipment used to be made better in most cases. It's coming back around. There's like a renaissance with gym equipment. A lot of the old styles are coming back and a lot of people are digging up old patents and old, for companies that went out of business that had great designs for equipment. People are mimicking it and making it fresh. So a lot of the new equipment is based off old equipment. So it's cool. It's making it more popular again and, more available, and people are being creative and figuring out new things. And some of it's stupid. Some of it's awesome. Some of it's overpriced. Some of it's a great deal. So, but if you're buying stuff at home, there's commercial grade and there's home grade. A lot of home grade is great. Rogue stuff, for example, Rep Fitness, a lot of this stuff is just built. It'll last longer than you'll be alive. And some stuff is cheaper. But the reason why it's different cost and commercial stuff is so much more, it's because, well, you have people, you need a leg press that people are going to smash and it's going to move all day long. If it's a 24-hour gym, people are going to potentially use this all the time, smashing weights on it, throwing weights, boom, boom. It's got to hold thousands of pounds. And you have people smashing on it all day long. So it needs to be heavier duty. If you're using it once a week at home, you don't need the same, and you're doing one plate on each side and you're just kind of newer to training. It doesn't need to be the same kind of, you're not putting 1,000 pounds on it. You're not using it all day long. So it doesn't have to have the same rating. It doesn't have to need the same thickness in the metal and the bearings and all that stuff, right? It's like anything else. A 7-year-old doesn't need a 7-year-old doesn't need a BMW. They just need a bicycle, that kind of thing. So I would say you learn how to train, use different equipment, and then build out your home gym on the side based on what you like and what your needs are and what works best for you. Liam, more questions, drop in the comments. #AskPapaSwole. How can I get and stay motivated? You can build habits, follow the 7 pillars, and make gains. You're not going to stay motivated. No one does. So you have purpose, you have meaning, you have goals, you have a structure, you follow the 7 pillars, you have principles, and you follow them and you do it because it's time to do it. And motivation becomes a thing of the past and irrelevant, and you get results. Billy Alley, Mr. SP, you mean Mr. PS on Papa Swole Yobish? What's the best solution for pushing yourself not to fail? A misframing. You're going to fail. You're not going to be successful without failure. So learn to fail and learn to fail better, learn to fail faster and reiterate faster. And to iterate faster, not reiterate, iterate. So what people do is they don't start because they're afraid to fail. Whatever it is. Oh, but what if I fail? Okay. I'll fail 20 times. I've bought tons of subscriptions and this, that, and the other update stuff, and then I'll just ditch the project. I spent a lot of money and a lot of time throughout the years. Still do it all the time. Hundreds of whatever amount of money, like planning on doing things a certain way and then realizing, no, that's not going to work. That's too hard or complicated for execution. Boom, pivot. So I fail fast. I'll fail 10 times in 5 minutes and then execute. So it's not about failure. It's about iterating faster so you can get to success. So if you fail 15 times, but you're successful the 16th, then the answer would be fail those 15 times and not rush it, but fail it faster so you get to that 16th. You don't know it's a 16th time. You don't know it's a 7th time. Maybe it's a 2nd time. But if you keep on waiting to execute once, then you never even get to number 2. So pushing yourself not to fail, why don't you focus on the executables? Why don't you focus on the day-to-day? Why don't you focus on what you can actually control? What does success look like to you? And then what do you have to do for that? And then work backwards and then do those things every day and stop complicating shit. All right, one more. How many steaks is too many steaks? Undefined. I don't understand that question. Excuse me? I don't understand. I can't hear you. I have an ear infection. I don't get it. I don't understand what that means. I'm going to move on. I just don't like it at all. No, sir. I don't like it. Hold on. We're going to get into some of these. This is a hot mess in my folders. I'm trying to figure it out. All right. We got some, making sure I want to make sure I have the right things open. Happy Swole year. We got that. Okay. We got that. Jesus Christ. Sorry for this, guys. This is absolutely brutal. Mm-mm. 27. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Little pause, little intermission. We'll play some music for a second. Just chill. Let's see what we got here. Just get some Pinkston Churchill. We're going to chill. It's a little intermission. We're ready.
Let's get it. Yeah. Ay, all of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on their chin. Like Everson K2 get mountains of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is
a little more
I'm
Pinkston and Tainty, man.
hell with an album.
Nothing wrong with that.
Go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury your talents. Cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents. Guess what I'm saying? I pray on these niggas. There was a day when I'd pray for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does a
little
way with
taint
these
cam.
niggas. I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. My mental is gross with my
Nothing wrong with that.
This girl's going wild, but I'm not a poacher, so I just keep shining like
All right,
Elon. I'm sorry.
we got this
All
figured
of y'all
out.
talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on their chin. Like Everson K2 get mountains of cash. Looked in the crowd.
I want to make sure we have the recap. We got new releases. We got a recap. We got a lot.
About 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money on the game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Everybody wanna
Pinkston.
be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs. Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame
If
the
we didn't
guns,
have so
can't
many
save
damn
my loved
releases
ones.
all
I
the
blew my
time.
funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs. I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all
We
chasing
wouldn't have to
money,
do
you
that.
want the exposure. Y'all
But we
think y'all
dropped
funny
so
and
much
stay
awesome
Gucci loafers.
shit.
I don't give disclaimers. I rap full disclosure.
And she's
These
out.
niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks on plus stacks when I'm older. Stacks when I'm older. Yeah, stacks when I'm older. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on their chin. Like Everson K2
All right, we
get
good.
mountains of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green.
All right. So let's do some throwbacks. Finally. All right. You don't need my face on the screen. All right, let's get into this. We got some throwbacks for 2025. So not throwbacks, but recap. So before we do new releases, we got to go over all the awesome stuff. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time on each thing. We're going to scroll through, so just bear with me. We have to go through all the amazing stuff we did in 2025. So over the weekend, I made it clear that you need to obviously follow the 7 pillars, obviously be looking forward, obviously be focusing on the future, but you focus on the future by executing properly in the present. And one of the things that's important that we don't discuss enough, I think this comes down to mindfulness too, is to also appreciate your successes. So we don't want to like sit around and be like, well, I did great. So now I built the muscle. So now I can do nothing. There's always more to do. And the whole point is more to do because you're alive. So keep on putting the effort in, keep on moving forward, keep on doing your best, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's also important to have gratitude and to appreciate the effort that you've put in and to, for lack of a better term, pat yourself on the back and be like, you know what, we did a lot of great stuff. Yes, there's a lot to do. Yes, there's more to do. And okay, you might want more, do better, and you might not be satisfied. Okay, good. You're alive and you're here. And, we live to play another day. The whole thing is this is a game. Life is a game. And in other words, you just want to keep on playing. And the more that you can create life and create your own game within life, you create your own game and you play that game. And then you don't have to worry about winning and losing. You just play another day, play another day. You know, stay consistent, stay focused. It's not about motivation. It's about purpose. It's about intent. And you're setting yourself up for success and you're doing these things. And it's amazing what you can accomplish if you just focus on what you can do. 7 pillars, right? Community, nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness, and consistency. You do those things, you will see amazing progress. Maybe not in 1 week or 3 weeks. You can see a lot of change, but then over time, it just compounds and compounds and compounds. So let's go into some of these things that we've done.
What's in the box?
Stack those bricks, bitches. Let's go. Let's see what we did in 2025. We have, man, can you believe it already? Swolenormous X is not new, but 1 year of the Swolenormous app. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Doesn't it feel like it's been 10 years? I mean, I guess Swolenormous X has been around for almost, like 10 years, but 1 year of the actual Swolenormous app. And if you've been with us over the past year, we've made massive improvements even from the launch. The launch was great, but yeah, some things that we can improve and some tweaks and some adjustments and some issues. That's why we did the launch, and we kind of kept it on the down low and keep it simple, but we made a lot of improvements, and it's 1,000 times better than it was. And it's going to keep on getting better, and we have a lot of stuff coming for that. So 1 year of the Swolenormous app, fantastic. Awesome perks. We talked about these all the time. Downloads, scheduling workouts, the community's dope, playlists, journal, streaming, all the other awesome things. We have notes. You can track on individual products now. You can track weight, sets, reps, feelings, just personal notes, all sorts of things. So excellent. No more excuses. Go to the fucking gym. You can't make excuses. We get rid of all those. Most watched, look at that. Most watched, I love this. Most watched video of 2025 Swolga Foundation. Let's get some gorillas for Topless Papa Swolia. Look at that. The most watched video of 2025. It's just for the nips, isn't it? It's just for the nips. It's for the nipples. It's for the nip shot. Most watched video. 90-day dash Swolga Foundation. Another thing that we've covered. Last year, we've added over 50 new recipes to the app. 50. Now, one of the cool things, and obviously about the app, is there's so much stuff, but now with the easy search function, you can reference, you can add recipes. You could have how many of you have a recipe playlist? Obviously, you're not playing recipes and watching them being cooked, but you can reference and just have a reminder. You could have different playlists for different recipes or different seasons. You could do whatever you want with the playlist. You can customize whatever you want. You could schedule them on your calendar if you want to schedule meals. Very fun. So anyway, over 50 new recipes. We also dropped over 60 new yoga classes. Wow. Let's fucking go.
Oh, you can.
So shout out to our instructors and of course, Alex crushing it. So over 60 new yoga classes. We're going to say that again next year and the year after. Man, we have like 450 or 500. We got so many yoga classes. So again, the cool thing about all the yoga classes and having hundreds of yoga classes and Swolga classes and all the stuff is that you get to try different ones. And if you have one, it's like, well, I really liked yin for hips number 5. Go do the other 4. Sometimes we have recovery flow number 9. Cool. People love recovery flow. So you have 10 different options of that one style of class. And we have all the other things, kids yoga and prenatal, postnatal. We have the sound healing. We have yin, vinyasa, ashtanga, just fucking everything, man. All right. So we have new drops. Let me just scroll through a couple of these, make sure. Let's see. All these for the recaps. Look at what we did, man. This is what we've released over the last year. Some more things. Okay, these are not new. We're getting into that. We're just going to keep on cruising. Round of applause. 5-part yoga series. I keep forgetting that these aren't new releases, but they were new because I remember announcing them, so I get confused. We dropped the beginner series with Alex. So series of yoga class, not just yoga class. We have series. So if you want to go through some of these little mini courses, go check it out. We have the flexibility series with Alex. Another great one. Case in point, picture, strap, using these different tools. Master your hip series. Look at the poppers. Look at the poppers. Aww. Everyone's got their poppers involved. So, try these different series, and they go through progressively. So it literally is more instructional. So you can actually go through and really one at a time and learn these poses and master these poses. We had new workouts, Maximum Swole. We had full body number 1 and full body number 2. Fucking fantastic. Love Maximum Swole. Hope you're enjoying that program. A lot of you are doing it. We dropped a bunch of new master classes. So let's get more applause. Yeah. All of these in the masterclass section. This next year is going to be really big, and we're going to have a lot more tutorials. So stay tuned for that. We got a lot more of those types of things coming. Hopefully you enjoy them, and make sure when you like a class and you try it out, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let us know what you like, because we see the comments and we're able to guide future content based on what you like or what you don't like. Swole Fam Roundtable, 13 roundtable sessions. Let's fucking go. Let's go. We're going to have our first roundtable coming up in a week or two. So very excited for the next roundtable. I hope you guys had a great time over the year with all the roundtables. So love them. Love them. And guess what? All the roundtables are available in Swole TV. So you can go and listen to previous ones. Go listen to a throwback. Ones before you joined. Go check it out. All right, more Remember When. Papa Swolio's signature series, 3 editions, and we have a couple. Man, we got backed up, but we got a couple of those outstanding that are going out. So stay tuned if you're waiting for those. I know they're eagerly awaited, and we're getting back on track. So they're going to be going out a lot sooner for the next one. But stay tuned for that. A lot more coming. Of course, it's 35-25. So the next one is in 75 days. Jeez. We also announced, more recently, we announced Swolio Rewards. So over there at papaswolio.com, you have rewards. And we got some announcements for that today. So I've been mentioning that we are tweaking and adjusting and making that even better. And we are. So some of you have used some of them already. And on regular purchases, don't forget, a lot of places do rewards, but they don't incentivize for reviews and picture reviews and sharing and referrals. So we have a ton of awesome things, and we really give it away. When you look at how you can redeem, you can click in the bottom right hand corner when you go to the page. When you see how you can earn points, notice what we do for, notice the reviews, notice referrals. Like, definitely tell your friends and use those points, and we have better ways and more ways that you can use them. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So Swole Rewards, awesome. And Swole Tunes, hey, oh.
Hi, puppy.
You guys have seen a couple already, and let me tell you, Swole Tunes is a brand for a reason, because there's a lot more coming. So we've launched the Let It Grow, and of course, the more recent Spanish, La Persona que te envió este video. Those are available for ringtones and also the videos, and there's many, 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 many more to come. We just got to edit it all, and we have so many, all in due time. They are stockpiled. So get ready for that. Not only that, we launched Scalp Seed, Main Gains, and Bull Cream, which are fantastic. You'll start seeing more marketing and more stuff for that this new year. So if you haven't yet tried it, go check it out. These are awesome. I use them every day. I use Scalp Seed on my hair. I use it in my beard. I use Main Gains in my beard. I mean, they're great. All organic ingredients, safe, like anything else. Test them and see how you like them. Test them on a small area of your skin, but fantastic. Unless you have any specific allergies, they're just fantastic, But all the ingredients are there on the back. Nothing that is not listed. They're great. They're fantastic. Morning Meadow for Bull Cream just smells so good. Main Gain smells so good. Scalp Seed smells so good. They're so good. So check it out. papaswolio.com. What else we got here? I love this one. Oh, I think every year we do this. Too many merch drops to count. So we're going to go through some of them. And one of the things I was waiting on was because it was just, I couldn't go through. I couldn't go through. I had all the images and it was too much. It was like 70 images. So I just had to wait just to combine a couple of those, because I was like, I can't scroll through even half of these. I can't even navigate that. We had too many. We had too many to even to even navigate. It's crazy. So let's go through some of these classic drops. Okay. These are drops, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time on each one because a lot of you know you were here every step of the way. But these are, yeah, we got like 5 or 10 more slides, and then we're going to get into some of those new releases. This is epic. All right, here we go. Some of these you might forget. Some of you be like, I forgot about that shirt. And then you have to go dig it out of your closet. Look at these. I forget. This is all 1 year. That's the cool thing about these releases. It's all 1 year. So this just, again, we do new releases every week. And some years we're heavier on certain things and we shift. You guys know, there's different seasons for different things. Sometimes other things have to be built. Sometimes it's more content. Sometimes it's more merch. Sometimes it's more, we go back and forth and we make sure that we cover all the bases. And then sometimes some things have to be worked on and focused on more, but we're consistent with merch. We're consistent with so many aspects of content. It just shows what you do. If you do things a certain way every day and then every week and then every month, you look back, holy shit. It says everything that you see here. Wow. That's 1 year. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but you have to think about that. Same thing with your 7 pillars. You look back, holy shit, look what you've done. All right. So let's go through some of these shirts. More than 8 reps is cardio. Chill guy, the Swole chill guy. I heart cow farts and don't be a chode. Very nice. Oh, look at these. This is in the past year. I don't really care, Margaret. Go to the fucking gym. The JD Vance. Remember that meme? Talk about very timely. Most people don't remember that meme now, but that's great. I don't know. Maybe that'll come back in the 2028 election. Donald Pump and Department of Gym Efficiency. Now, I miss these times. I miss these times when I miss Doge. Like, there's a lot more things that should have been gutted. I don't know. Mixed feelings. I know we all want more, but anyway, great shirts. Just great. Just bottom line, great merch. These were all this year. The Power Pump Girls with the Gaines, My Swole Pony, and Gym City 2000.
I give it a 10.
Fuck yeah, man.
A 10. A fucking 10.
Wow. Great designs. My Swole Pony is underrated. I gotta find some of these shirts. I think My Swole Pony, I think I wore it gardening. I think I got it all stained. I think mine's all beat up. I love it though. The pump covers, the Swolenormous and GTTFG pump covers, the oversized, canvasy, thick, oversized tees. Great. I'm starting to wear mine again because temperatures have to get cooler. Otherwise, I'm just drenched in the summer wearing those. But it's also great. If you sweat a lot in the gym, they're thick and you don't slide on machines. People don't realize that if you're really wet in the gym and you're sliding, it's gross because you're leaving around like sweat stains and stuff. But a thicker shirt, you won't slide on the bench or on machines. And it's a nice, if you layer, some of you sweat a lot, but they're great if you are in a gym and you sweat a lot. It'll keep you stable on a shirt, on a bench and things like that, which is important. You have to be more stable. Chicken is a vegetable. Come on now. Chicken is a vegetable. What a great shirt. Jurassic Pump. I know Pam just posted. We just looked at that post recently. And Swole Rats, another goated design. Doing these recaps also makes me feel just, man, some of these designs they're sleepers because either I haven't gotten to wear them a lot in a video just because sometimes we have a lot of stuff going on and we'll do releases and then I don't get to film certain shirts. It's just, I got to go back and find some of these. They're just epic designs. Epic designs. Swole Rats, Chicken is a Vegetable, Jurassic Pump. Excellent. Excellent designs. Look at all in the last year. What a year. We're not done. Swole White and the 7 Steaks and Jacked Sparrow. Holy crap.
Wow.
You know what's also interesting? And this is as much for me as it is for you guys. Some of these designs, I forget that it was in the past year. I feel like we've had them for a long time. Because when these designs come out, I'm always 10, 15 designs ahead. You have to be. I can't believe this is all in the same year. What great design. Swole White and the 7 Steaks. We just sold a baby onesie the other day. Someone got a Swole White and the 7 Steaks baby onesie. Jacked Sparrow. Captain Jack Sparrow. Jacked Sparrow. Jacked Sparrow. Go to the fucking gym, Jack. We also have, look at these designs. Swole Gumby. They do lift in herds. Another Jurassic Pump design. NotRetarded.com. That one's for you, Mark. And Circle of Lift. Damn. What a great shirt. Underrated also. You know what you guys have to do? You have to pick the best ones of all these groupings. All right? Jack Sparrow's great. Which one wins? I don't know which one wins each one. Which one's better? Swole White. Ooh, that's, you know what we should do? We should do, you know, in March Madness, we should do like merch. We'll do that. We're going to do a comparison. We'll see which merch is like we have to compete. Yeah. All right, here we go. Swole Gumby, they do lift in herds, NotRetarded.com, and Circle of Lift. I mean, the fact that it's impossible. We've talked about this before, but NotRetarded.com, that might have to be the best one because you go to the site and it's actually a site. Yeah, Merch Madness. Instead of March Madness, you have the brackets. We're going to do Merch Madness. We should do it all the time. We should have done that for today, but that would have taken a lot more. We'll have to do that. And we'll do like a merch off, like which merch wins. You know? Merch Madness. Ooh, I like that. Maybe we'll just do an all-time. Maybe the first Merch Madness will be in March. We'll just do it at the same time. All right, here we go. Look at that. Look at these designs, yo. Look at these designs. Gym Busters. Pika Swolio. Pumpachu, I mean. But Pika Swolio. Pika Swole. Lats. Fam. Gym Busters, lats instead of jaws. I love that. And Pumpachu, based. Wow. Glorious. Then we have the Thrasher, Fire, GTTFG, and the brand new Fuck Your Resolutions. So I don't know which one. Let's see. Which one wins here? That's close. I mean, Lats cracks me up every time. I think I like Lats. Pumpachu is great. Oof. Between Lats and Pumpachu. That's tough. That's a tough one. I love Lats. Cracks me up. Oh, wrong direction. That's what she said. Thrasher, GTTFG, and Fuck Your Resolutions. I'm going to go with the Fuck Your Resolutions design. They're all great. Oh no, we got more. We have the Ice Blue. Is that Go to the Fucking Gym and Fuck Your Feelings, the More You Know design. Love it. Fuck Your Feelings based. I'm gonna take that one. The Ice Blue. Look, it's like picking a favorite. I like them both, but the Fuck Your Feelings, More You Know is just it's so great. We're not done yet. Oh my God, Swole America, fam, pick this one. Swole America, Lifting the Dream, Ice, the Eye Curl Every Day. And 1776% natty. That one went under the radar. Swole America. I wear that all the time. Ice is great. Ooh, which one? Swole America, Lifting the Dream, or Ice? Ooh, Ice. That's so ballsy. I love that shirt. Oof. What do you guys think? Drop that in the comments. Swole America, Ice, or the 1776% natty? And the smoker stain. All right, we got a couple more. Holy crap. All right, we got like 4 more slides. All right, the Not So Little Swole Maid. The Fuck Your Feelings, Wheel of Fortune design, and the I Heart Gym. Great choices. These are all 1 year. We had tie-dye shirts. Still got a lot of awesome designs for that. We got the fanny packs, which are great. Fanny packs and tie-dye shirts. And the fanny packs are great. They have an inside pouch an inside pouch and an outside pouch. So you have like some separation on the inside. You can use them as a shoulder bag, fanny pack. I wear mine all the time. I love it. Creatine barrel. Remember that fiasco creatine barrel? Old country gains. Only you can prevent obesity. Swole the bear. And it's a repeat, but it's all good. The GTTFG Thrasher design. It's all good. So very nice. And of course, along with the beard care and hair care and all those body care products, we have the merch to go along with it. Obviously, Main Gains, Scalp Seed, and Bull Cream. So there you go. Yeah, no dog merch, Elizabeth. Still none. We have there's something. There's something for dog merch, but yeah, we weren't able to do that. It was like bandanas, but we can't preview. We're having issues with getting like a sample for the design. So soon, I'm trying. So we're working on it. Working on the dog merch because it's got to be good. If it's not good quality, you know. All right. So let's get into some of these releases, fam. It is Happy Swole Year. Happy Swole Year. Happy Swole Year 2026. Who's ready for some new releases? Are you ready? Drop that hashtag in the comments. New year, more swole. You see that in the around Pinkston Churchill. Aww. New year, more swole. Drop that in the comments for a chance to win today's swole card. Hi, Poppers. Hi, big boy. And he's out. There you go. All right. Good stuff. All right. We got one new release, and then we got some featured, and then we'll get into some of the new stuff. All right. First one is Bison Steak. Everyone likes it. Wow. All right. Bison Steak. Go and enjoy that. Then we got some featured releases, featured classes. All right. Spotlight for this week. Morning Swolga. We like that. Everyone likes some Swolga. We like the 90-day foundations. Most popular video. Most popular video, Swolga Foundation. And that program launched in 2017. 9 years later, the most watched video is Swolga Foundation. It's good shit. Featured Swollen 7 is Mobility Round 12. Gorillas. Thank you, Falcon. Yeah, rock on, dude. He's so stoked. Freddie's like, yeah, Swole New Year party. And featured workout Legs Bravo. America, baby. Let's go. Fuck yeah! All right. So, very nice. We like featured classes. We got new drops. So let's get into some of those new drops, and we'll give away the Swole card, and we wrap up. We got some juicy. We got some new shit. Very excited. So let's do that. Let me go through it. Just want to make sure. Got to make sure I don't slide and bust out the wrong one. You know, I don't want to bust out the one that we don't, I want to make sure we don't bust. You guys get it. All right, here we go. First release, new release. Let's do it. First one, join us, swolenormousx.com. We have, first one is a 5-part yoga series.
Boom shakalaka!
All right. So a 5-part yoga series. Let's go through it. First one is going to be a heart opening series. So these are important if you want to refine and improve your yoga practice. You might go through a lot of these classes and you have to keep up. You have to pause, right? So think about this. You have to pause or you have to adjust. You want to make sure you're doing it properly. So a lot of these courses and a lot of these instructionals in these sections in the yoga studio break down the poses and help you get better at these poses. So when you go through them in the classes, you're able to execute them better. It makes all your classes and your practice better. So I highly recommend everyone go through these and refine your postures. That way you get more out of your yoga practice. So the first one is a heart opening series. So here are the videos, gentle back bends. So this is also great for, it's just progressions and regressions. So, and when you say gentle, a lot of times people think, I want more advanced. I want something that really gets in there. Well, this is how you start. And it's really important to know how you can reduce pressure and stuff lightly, because Sometimes you're really sore or you get injured or something happens, and then you can get into some of these positions because you know how to do them. You don't have to sit down and be like, okay, my back feels tight. Let me do an entire class. Sometimes you just need to do a little back bend before bed, or you wake up and you have a little morning routine or something you stop for 5 minutes and do in the middle of your day. You're cleaning the house or you're doing something, the kids are taking a nap or whatever it is, and you just do a little back bend. Learning these poses can help you in all aspects of your practice in life. Number 2, heart openers with block support. Get those blocks out and learn how to use them properly. Heart openers, back bend, helps all things like staring at your phone, hunched over at a computer, thoracic issues, excessive flexion and rounding. So there you go. Heart openers with block support. Fish pose practice. So again, if you've played around, you've been a member for a while, you've gone through the different classes, you've been in the yoga studio, you're going to go through some of these classes and then she'll say, okay, we're getting to fish pose. And you're like, wait, what? And you're pausing and you're looking, and that's fine. This is why I always say to scroll through a class sometimes before so you kind of know where it's going. And that's why I always say when you repeat a class, you know where it's going. So it's easier for you. So master a class. Find a class that you really like and do that one over and over again. Or pick 2 classes and alternate them and go back and forth. And then you have a home base. Okay, I need a quick yoga class. And sometimes it's not just the fact that it's a quick yoga class. And seriously, listen up to this because it's very important. Even if 2 classes are half an hour, if you've done one 10 times, it's like home. It's comfortable. You know where it's going to go. You know the sequence. You know how you're going to feel afterwards. You know what to expect. You know you can do it. And that's totally fine. So you can have a standard class like, oh, okay, I have 30 minutes. You have 30 minutes, but 30 minutes takes longer if you're pausing it. 30 minutes takes longer if you're doing something new. You can't just relax and know what to expect. And there's a beauty in that when it comes to a practice. You can just get into it better. So it's fine if you... So in other words, doing these poses and learning how to do them, if a class calls for fish pose, you're familiar with it. You can improve your skills. That way you can get into some of these poses more efficiently and get the most out of it when it comes up in other classes. So you focus on these things, you get better at them, practice them individually. And then sometimes not everything is going to hit home, but some of these poses can really open up some postures and activate some muscles that will get you a lot more out of all your classes. Number 4, spinal rotation and spinal extension. You love that. You're going to love it. And number 5, back bend flow. So you can see how these progress. I'm going to go backwards just so you can see, right? Gentle back bends goes into heart openers with block support. All right, using more gravity there. And then fish pose practice, right? Some activation. So see what she's doing here, right? You're using very passive. And then you're increasing it a little bit with the blocks. And then you're using some activation on the spine, obviously. Fish pose practice, you're activating your spinal extensors. And then rotation and spinal extension. So then you're mobilizing the hips, you're doing some rotation, some transverse plane movement. And then you get into back bend flow where you're doing, obviously you don't necessarily start off at this, but now that you're warmed up, you're able to move into some of these more deeper postures and get the most out of it. So excellent. All right. So buzzwords, you're going to like this one. Excellent for, I would say, recovery flow. In general, recovery, it's great for kind of yin related or yin adjacent, and you'll see what I mean. We got another awesome release.
What's in the box?
Detox series with Alex. So another series. So really get into those back bends, which is very important. Again, with everything of us hunched over, we're not looking up enough. We're not extending our spine enough. We're not doing those types of movements to balance out hunched over, looking at our phones, at a computer, in a car. We tend to go like this and slouch. So opening up is so important. We have detox series. So the first one in the detox series is going to be twists. And look, this is very passive. This is yin. So you're really going to like this one. Again, starts foundational and then moves from there. Number 2, lymphatic activation. The image here from this video is feet up against the wall, allowing for drainage, using gravity to your advantage, and allowing, venous return and lymphatic drainage to clean the toxins out of your body and reduce pressure on your heart, all sorts of stuff like that. So putting your feet up on a wall is just fantastic. Putting your feet up on a bed or on a couch or on a table or chair, underrated. Number 3, deep lower body detox. So getting those hips involved and, of course, more yin related, but of course the breathing and specific elements in this class is going to be geared towards venous return and lymphatic drainage, and cleansing the body of tightness, moving in multiple planes of motion. Excellent class and progression. Number 4, dynamic detox flow. So after doing the previous ones, right, the inversions and X, Y, and Z that we just discussed, we have dynamic detox flow, which is going to combine all the previous ones into number 4, and then 5, lymphatic release with a tennis ball. So then you're getting in and kind of squeezing that lemon dry, so to speak. So give it a try. Thank you, Alex, for another amazing course. Yeah. DJ Airhorn. Because I felt like it. And if you don't like it,
Go fuck yourself.
yeah. Got an air horn. Okay. Couple things. We talked about this already. So we have Swoleo rewards. So I let you guys know during the recap, this was launched relatively recently, but now we have more updates. So we got we got ways to redeem, and we added a bunch more ways to redeem. So you can go and check this out on your account on the site. We have a lot more options and things to redeem with, I guess, lower Swoleo tiers. We do have some more updates coming for this, and I'm going to explain once we get to the last slide, because that's going to make more sense, because we are, and I mentioned this, we launched it, but I mentioned that we've been making a lot more updates coming to this. So we just got it out the door, made sure we got people signed up, get people focused on it, and get people aware that it exists, make sure it works, all that. And then we make those iterations to make it better. Okay. So new ways to redeem, we got stickers. So with 1,000 Swoleos, you get, a few hundred or 500, whatever it is, Swoleos for leaving a review or leaving a picture review. So easy way to pick up some stickers. You can save them. You can stockpile them for discounts or coupons. We have a lot more things and ways to redeem them. So it's more fun and you guys benefit more. So you could save them, you can use them, but we have a lot of cool stickers that are going to be available so you guys can use them. All right. Other stuff, gym. So we have specific items. So the Ozempic gym shirt, you can get one of those with your Swoleos. You can get a Vegan Tears mug. You can get a Vamos al Puto Gimnasio shirt. You got a lot of cool items. So make sure you go on over there. And if you click on it, you check it out, you can see how to earn more points. And remember, as you buy items, you will be getting follow-up for reviews and stuff. So make sure you fill those out. And for those of you, remember when we launched it, I said comment below so you get emails, because you get Swoleos for all the previous items you purchased. So for upcoming ones, you're going to be able to get those automatic emails. But for previous purchases, we send them to you, or you got to reach out and then we'll send you. We have to do it manually because you still get all those points. But in order to leave a review, we have to go back because this was implemented after you made your first purchase, maybe with the same email. Maybe it was 3 years ago. So we have to go back and then send you a review for that item. And so you can do it. You can do it. Mark says, I just checked mine. 16,674 Swoleos. Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh my God. You're going to take all our shirts. You're going to buy all the shirts, man. Leave some shirts for the rest of us. All right. So this is the big announcement when it comes to that. Now you have a new loyalty hub inside your account. So we didn't have that before. So we had the sidebar on the side. So now what you're going to do is you're going to be able to see your page. You have an entire login, or you have an entire page where you can see all the details on one screen. Much easier for you to see what you have, what you can use, your balance, and so forth. All right. So it's a lot more easy to navigate all that. So it's not just like the little pop-up on the side. You actually have a loyalty hub where you're able to go and check out all the details. So this is much better than it was. If you haven't gone and checked out, you can go and check out your homepage. So you have your own dashboard where you can see everything. So like I said, the initial launch was, Swoleo Rewards Lite. Now you can go and check out your Swoleos. You can see your balance. You can see all the things that you've used or what you've done recently and X, Y, and Z. All right. So go check that out, papaswoleo.com. And that's awesome. All right. And we have more stuff coming for that. So now that we have that, we also are going to have other things that we're improving with this. So we're going to add more things soon, and we'll keep you posted. Shout out to Noah. Jeremy just said in the next week, Noah will be able to announce he's under 400 pounds. We're working hard for this. Good stuff. Under 400. Yay. But we got new merch. All right, we got a couple more releases. These are all merch related. And then we'll give away today's Swole card. And thank you everyone for being here. And of course, looking into 2026, there's a lot of stuff coming. Big list for, got a lot of stuff going on for content, for products, and for master classes and a lot of stuff. So one of the interesting things about looking back over all the stuff we've done is, okay, it's kind of a refresher as like we focused on this. Usually each year in different segments is like, we're focusing on this, we're building this, we're doing this. So it allows us, now that some of these things are done, we're able to come back and focus on all these other aspects of the app and master classes and content of that sort. So always different phases. So it's really nice to get some of these structural things built, because then we don't have to do it again. So it's nice. Like we have the app, cool. Now we can improve the app. We have the Swole rewards, cool. Now we can improve that. It's nice getting the structure out. That way we can keep on crushing. So new year, new Swole. Drop that hashtag in the comments. Let's get into them drops, yo. Who's ready for a new product? New product. You ready? New product. Producto nuevo.
What's in the box?
Fam, you like the flags, but have you ever tried our tapestries? If you don't have our tapestries, you should try our tapestries. Where are your tapestries? I need the soundboard from Indiana Jones 3. Je tapestries. We come here from the tapestries. We want to see your tapestries. We come in from the cold. We are here to look at your tapestries. So tapestries, maybe you don't want a flag. Maybe you just want a tapestry, right? Maybe you don't want a big old flag. Flags are great, but you need that much space for a flag. And it's a flag and it's got the ring. So, I mean, it's a flag. It's meant to fly or hang vertically. Okay. But now you got tapestries where you can fucking put it wherever, different sizes. What's a tapestry? It's a piece of cloth. It goes on the wall. It's like a picture, but it's not a picture. It's like a flag, but it's not a flag. It's a tapestry. I have to say it with an accent. We have many tapestries. Do I have let me see. YouTube. Let me see if I can bring up that video. I think I need to. That's a weird search function. How does this come up right away? God, the internet's crazy. The internet's crazy. All right, let's see. Do you have any tapestries? Does that pull up on the screen? Now I'm going to get flagged because we're watching a clip.
What do you know about this place?
I know the Grunwalds are famous art collectors.
Let's see. Yeah, here we go.
Yes? Oh, before time. Do you intend to leave us standing on the doorstep all day with drenched? Look. That gun and
Got the sniffle. Got the sniffle?
Do not take that tone with me, my good man. Now battle off and tell Baron Brunwald that Lord Clarence MacDonald and
Here we go.
his assistant are here to view the tapestries.
Tapestries?
Dear me, the man is dense. This is a castle, isn't it? There are tapestries.
This is a castle.
And we have many tapestries.
And if you are a Scottish lord, then I am Mickey Mouse.
This is a Scottish castle. We have many tapestries. So that's what it is. We have many tapestries here. We have many tapestries. I told you, we have many tapestries. There you go. That is what a tapestry is. See? anypapaswolio.com. We have many tapestries. We have Forest Pomp. We have Optimus Pomp. We have many tapestries. Many tapestries. All right. Well, the sound was low, right? Let me see. Yeah. I'm going to see if I could It's because I have to boost it. Ronnie Coleman. I just have to boost it. No, the video was low. The video was low, but it's also for YouTube because it'll get flagged. So like a little bit lower sometimes. Usually doesn't matter, but we'll see. If it gets flagged because I played that, who cares? But anyway, new tapestries, so based. All right. And we have 3 more designs. First 2 are simple. Second one, or the third one is goated. So a lot of new stuff. We got a brand new Swole fam design. So absolute fucking epic.
He's on fire!
We have many tapestries. Swole fam. So Cybertruck Swole fam. SWLFM Swole fam. New designs. Great for pump covers, hoodies, hats. I love it on a hat. I love it on that pump cover. Big old Swole fam. So check that out. Ooh, it's nice. It's nice. It's a tapestry. Use a Swole fam and you get the tapestries. Look at the tapestries. Look at this. These are not tapestries. These are for your body. Yeah, one of the best looking fonts. Isn't that great? Swole fam. Dope. All right. Hope you enjoy that, bitches. Hope you enjoy that one. We have another one. Now, for you Spaniards out there, especially because we got the new video drop, we did Cybertruck for the VAPG. Let's go. Ve al puto gimnasio. So if you're a Spaniard, there you go. VAPG. VAPGA. VAPGA. Ve al puto gimnasio. That's what it stands for. That's what it stands for. Ve al puto. Don't be a VAPGA. Ve al puto gimnasio. This is GTTFG for a large portion of the world. They're going to see this and be like, hey, te, te, f, hey. It's much better. VIP, hey. Instead of, hey, te, te, f, hey. There you go. VAPG. Very nice. All right. We got one more. One more. You ready? Epic release. Who's ready? Oh, who's ready for merch? Now, so obviously you guys know I've been like the Hollywood grift. So you know Forrest Pump, Jurassic Pump, right? Super Swole Bros, back to the fucking gym. I mean, I should be like I don't know, even a trillionaire at this point, but a billionaire, I would say at least. Just think about every single design that have gotten ripped up. Swole Rats. What else got, Depth Vader instead of, they stole it for Darth Vader. Gandalf. Everything's been completely torn away from me. And it's frustrating. And I really don't, I know you guys know this. I don't let it get me down. I'm used to it. I understand that my IP has been blasted and they're good ideas. Lats became Jaws. And I do understand. I do understand that Hollywood and these places have to make things mainstream. And I know I'm the little guy. Yeah, Swollen, made Frozen. I'm the little guy. Circle of Lift. I get it. They can just kick me, spit on me, treat me like garbage. But who's going to know? Who's going to know? I'm sitting here complaining on the internet that people are stealing, but you put something out there. If it's a good idea, someone with maybe more resources might jump on it. So I do understand that these things happen, but it's just the burden I have to bear. For the creativity, I know that someone is going to take it and make a lot of money off it. So it's unfortunate. And, speed to market. They made these things and it's just being I want you to know the truth is really the thing. I want you to be the truth. And, I didn't think it was going to come to this though, to be honest. I didn't think it was going to come to this. I thought it was going to be something else. But then that's the way it always happens. I never thought they were going to take Forrest Pump from me. And then they made Forrest Gump, made $1 bajillion. I never thought they were going to take Jurassic Pump from me. And they went and made Jurassic Park. I never thought they were going to, make Super Mario Brothers instead of Super Swole Bros. It's just every single time, every single turn. So when this was released, when this was launched, it was just, it's another, You know, they say the straw that broke the camel's back. It's just another grain of sand. It's like, what else? Just take it. Just take it. What am I going to do? But the truth will come out. And with the internet and everything, very transparent. I'm always going to be transparent with you guys. The truth will come out. And the truth has come out. Fam.
What's in the box?
I mean, popular movie, popular play, but it's like, it's just another day in my life. So without further ado, let's do that drum roll again.
What's in the box?
We used to be a decent society. We used to be a society. It was originally the greatest Swoleman. And then that absolute Wolverine-ass motherfucker, he stole Swoleverine. You know, stole Swoleverine, made it Wolverine. Okay, well, Swoleverine better. Deadlift is better than what they did with Deadlift. Not even a weight. So the greatest showman. Okay, let's not even talk about the source material at all, I guess. We just adapt it for Hollywood right away. What about the source material? No one cares about source material anymore. Harry Squatter. No, it's Harry Potter. I am Lord Swoldemort. No, we'll call him Voldemort. Okay. Gym Busters. Oh, we could do this with ghosts. We'll call it Ghostbusters. Okay. Can I get a fucking break? Can I get a fucking break? So this is where we're at. And we're going into 2026. And obviously with AI and everything out there, no one cares about IP. No one cares about source material. We'll just do whatever we want. Hey, let's make Severus Snape black because why not? We'll change Stranger Things into Stranger Dingalings. Like, I'm gay. No one fucking cares if you like dick. We all knew anyway. It's Swoler Things. It's not even Stranger Things. It's Swoler Things. And everyone's like, oh, did you see Stranger Things last night? No, I didn't. My fucking screenplay is just sitting there collecting dust. Okay, maybe I'll make a few bucks on merch because I guess I'm not going to have a multi-billion-dollar fucking franchise. I'm not doing this I don't like playing. I'm not a victim here. I'm not a victim. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. So here we go again. The greatest show never made. The greatest Swoleman. Starbucks. Yeah. Yep. Starbucks made that little fucking mermaid. It's supposed to be jacked biceps. You know, it's brutal. But anyway, the greatest Swoleman. You guys are going to love what's coming for this, though. There's more. But there's not more like today, but like this is tip of the iceberg. This is just the merch. It's coming. The greatest Swoleman. It is majestic. Huge Jackman. Huge Jackman, indeed. That's me. That's me. That's me.
The more you hate me, the more
All right. Diana, thank you. I'm glad you managed to keep a positive outlook, Papa Solio. I appreciate that. I try. I'm trying to keep my head up. It just gets harder. I'll wear that while I listen to the greatest. See, look, Elizabeth's like, I'll wear that while I listen to the Greatest Showman soundtrack. Well, you're going to love the Greatest Swoleman. The Greatest Swoleman soundtrack is superior. It's much better. So I highly recommend you looking into it. Fam, let's give away today's Swole card. What a fucking epic day. And man, I'm excited. I'm excited to get all this stuff done, to get it out so you guys can see it and experience it. And I'm actually excited to not tell you about some of the awesome stuff coming, but we have more. And the merch, many more, much more merches. Awesome. You guys have no idea. All right, Swole card time. Here we go. New year, more Swole. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away now. Straight up. Straight up, no chaser. Straight up, no chaser. Scroll. All right, we got a winner. New year, more Swole. Oh, it's fantastic. And I hope you're doing well. Today's winner is Tanya. Congratulations. Oh, congratulations, Tanya. And we were just talking about you like the other day, last week. There you go. Wonderful. Wonderful. And of course, tomorrow we're getting back with we're going to do our Swolio roulette tomorrow. So we're back. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming because we went through a ton of releases. This is a long show. We went deep, we went thick, we went huge and veiny. I'm not going to recap anything because it was a lot. And I know longer show than normal, but it usually is for the Swole New Year party. But we're back. We're back. We got more balls deep. We got a lot of balls deep tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of fun. Congratulations, Tanya. Send us an email to support@swolemerch.com, Swole card 3525. If you are waiting on Swole cards, a bunch of them are going to be going out soon. So stay tuned for that. Be patient. You already are. You guys are very patient. Go to the fucking gym. Focus on what you can control and make sure you go and check out all the weekend episodes. Go and check out all the weekend episodes over there on Spotify and Apple Podcast. If you didn't listen to the last few, go check them out. It might give you some perspective over the weekend if you missed it. And if you listen on Spotify, make sure you leave a comment. Would love to hear from you, and or drop a comment or some feedback in the community section of the app. That's my favorite section of the app, is the community section. I love seeing what you guys accomplish and what you're working on. So post up pictures, share, and we'll see you over there. Join us over at SwoleNormusX.com. All the merch over there. Check out the brand new hub pages over on papaswolio.com. Everything is over there. You're going to love it. You're going to like it. Go and log in, see where you're at. And then we'll see you tomorrow for some more sick fucking gains. Grateful for all of you. There is some the episodes over the weekend talk about gratitude also. So make sure you go and check that out. And we'll be back tomorrow. Go to the fucking gym. Peace, McGee's, deuce, magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children popping.